Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a how to put on bronzer and highlighter. Obviously those are two of the best products to put on your face. They just make you look so much better all the time, but we can often, me included, get carried away with bronzer and highlighter, and they are kind of intimidating because obviously everyone knows people can either put too much on or, you know, I don't know, not enough, I don't know. But so yeah, I'm gonna show a how to. Okay, first things first, I'm taking my KKW palette. So this is the shade medium. I find that because I have kind of a yellow undertone as well as kind of like a magenta undertone as well, that cool toned bronzers and contour powders do not work on my skin. They just make me look like I'm sick. So I usually go into the warmer tones. However, if you do have a cooler toned skin, those blue undertones, cooler toned bronzers and contour powders would work for your skin. So it's just finding the right one for you, and also the right brand, the right product, that kind of thing. I find that the KKW palette is amazing, but it's also very concentrated, so it's very easy to get carried away. There's two colors in this palette. So usually you'll get something very warm in a palette. So like this, it has a very very orange undertone. This one is the cooler shade. See, it's cooler, but it's still a warmer shade, obviously, because this is the medium palette. But again, these are the two shades. So this is the shade I'm gonna use the most. And this shade I'm going to use very lightly to kind of warm up my cheeks. So I'm going to go in with my brush. So I'm going to take a very fluffy brush because I find that fluffy brushes give a less defined, more natural kind of bronze look. You can take kind of a brush like this that has kind of a more concentrated end. This is the KKW brush that came with the palette. I do really like this. However, I find that with this palette, it is way too much. So I use this for other bronzers that are not this one. So I'm gonna take this color, just go in there, and then I'm gonna tap it a couple times. So just make sure that you don't have too much on there. And then you're gonna start, I usually start on my, right here, my cheekbones, but we're gonna go kind of in a 3 around our face. This is the Kim tip. But yeah, so just starting here and lightly with the brush, like very lightly. And as you can see, it's already like this nice glow, and you can tell that it's quite warm on my skin, even though it is a, you know, a cooler shade. So again, and then on the other side. And so you want to make sure that the contour, or the bronzer, sorry, is right where your cheekbone is. So it's kind of this straight line that goes from where this part of the ear is down your cheekbone. However, I do sometimes contour so that, or I keep saying contour, but this isn't like a true contour because I'm not using those cool tones. But some people go straight, but some people, like, you can also go in a curve formation. So that curve formation will make your cheeks look fuller. However, this kind of slims down the face. I have quite a round face, but I have kind of a square jaw. So I do like a more straight line that kind of curves in a little bit to show that my chubby cheeks that I have. So that's just, keep that in mind. Okay, so that's, I think, pretty good. Now I'm gonna go with my, I'm not gonna go touch the pan at all. Now I'm just going to take what's on my brush and just outline my face on my forehead. So I have a medium-sized forehead, so I just lightly contour it so it looks a little bit smaller. But if you have a larger forehead, you can go in there and, you know, bronze all the way around to make it look smaller and just have the highlight in the middle. It's, again, just be very light with your bronzer because it can get very carried away very easily. So this kind of gives So going around the forehead and around the cheekbones kind of gives that look of a tan, a natural tan, how a tan would happen, because you tan mostly here and around the outside of your face as opposed to on the inside. So then next, I'm gonna go in around my jawbone, very lightly again, and then under, and again, just so lightly. And as you can tell, it's just redefining that jaw. And then I take this part of the brush, and I like that look of like that little dimple here. So I'm just gonna go here with the, and then on the other side so that it really defines my jaw. And again, so lightly, so little bronzer could go a long way, or you can go really in depth, but I find that I can't go in there and really chisel out my jaw without it looking fake, and in person people being like, oh my god, what is going on? Next, I'm going in with this warm tone, and again, so I'm just tapping it in and then tapping it so lightly and just going right in my cheeks, like so lightly, as where you kind of put your blush, and I just find that that kind of warms up the face. And then I'm gonna go like just across the nose a little bit. You see, like, do you see what's going on? Like how it kind of just makes me look like I'm this tanned bronze goddess, even though we haven't been in the sun at all. Then just across the nose, kind of like makes that nose look smaller. Now, I like my nose a lot. I think that it's great the way it is. I don't really need to go in and contour it out. But if you do find that you're not a big fan because of your nose, because let's say you have a bigger nose, a big hot tip is just, oh my god, what did I just do? Too much. See, this is the problem. But don't worry, we can fix it. So you see how, like, you put the bronzer here and you just, okay, we can fix this. So I'm rubbing it with my hands right now because I've messed up. Oh no. I feel like I actually made my nose look bigger a little bit right now. It's fine, we're gonna figure it out. Okay, and now, okay, so now that I have it a little bit better, I'm gonna go on the, around here. With that, there we go. And then right here. It's not bad. I don't think it's great, but it does, see, it takes a couple tries, and no matter how much you do it, sometimes you can still mess it up. So it's just very, just be patient with yourself. But yeah, just chiseling that out and making it look shorter. I do it kind of every day because I like the way it looks. So next is the lips. So again, I'm going in with that cooler tone, and I'm just gonna go right at the base of the lip. And it just makes your lips look fuller. It really does. There is like videos on YouTube of how to like contour your lips literally to make them look bigger. But I find that that's just kind of enough. Like it just kind of makes this shadow look like it's bigger because of my lips, even though I don't really have that big of lips. I just have a big bottom lip, that's it. But that's just an easy way to chisel it out. So next is eyes. So I put bronzer on my eyes every day. It's just my natural like eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go in with this guy here. Again, tapping it off. And then I'm gonna go into the crease. Oh god, I love bronzer on the eyelids. Like it just, if you can see the difference, it just makes your eyes look so much bigger. And you look more awake, and you just look more like tanned and just glowing. And obviously glowing is just my favorite way to look. So yeah, that's perfect. So just again, going in lightly around the crease and just making your eyes look a little bit bigger. that's it, and it just warms it up. Again, that was with the cooler, warmer tone in this palette. You can also go in with the bronzer underneath the eye, like in the shadow, to make kind of a bigger eye. However, I find that that doesn't work for me. I think that personally, I feel like my eyes look smaller when I do it. So I tend to not do it, but you definitely can. So you would just put a light amount of bronzer just on from there to there. So from here to like the midpoint of the eye, just kind of give that overall larger look. Highlighter. It's so important to make sure that you don't put too much highlighter on, because again, it is just such a thing that I used to do it all the time, put on way too much bronzer, too much highlighter, and it can just look like a glow stick on the cheek. And that's not really what we want, right? We just want to look glowy and beautiful, unless you want the glow stick on your cheek, which, go at it, sis. I love that. Do you? So I'm gonna go in with this warmer shade on my cheekbones, this bone right here. And you wanna make sure that when you're putting the highlighter on, you're not going too high into like where the eye socket is, or too low. You just want it like right here. So with the gold, so I'm tapping it a couple times, and then also I'm gonna tap it off, and then I'm gonna take the brush, just lightly dust that highlighter on my cheekbone. And as you can see, like, the difference is just like, woo! So lightly, so lightly. I love it. Okay, so the next, I'm gonna take this shade, this whiter shade. I find that this lighter shade, like the whiter shade, I find that looks better on my nose and here. And then the yellow, golden tone goes better here, here, and here. So, on the nose, oh my God, too much. Perfect, okay. And then just on the tip. So you wanna just put it on right here and then right on the tip, so that you get kind of like that glowy tip of the nose. I even think that maybe I have a little bit too much on, because I don't want it to look, beaming. I just want it to look very natural. So I'm actually not going to dip into my palette again now until we do the eyes, but now I'm gonna go in on my chin and lightly tap the brush on the chin, and then my forehead, like lightly, just to get a little bit of that shine on my forehead, and then on the Cupid's bow. Again, lightly, so that just has that light shine. And now, the eyes. So I'm gonna go in with this lighter shade, and I'm gonna take it and just put it underneath the brow bone. So I put it on with my finger. So I'm putting it on with my pointer finger. I lightly tap it, and then I take my middle finger and just wipe it down so that it doesn't look so in your face. And then again, pointer finger. And now that there's less on my finger, I'm just gonna use the same finger, but I just don't want it to look too beaming. And I'm just gonna grab a little bit more. And I think that's good. I like that amount of highlighter. And then I'm gonna take that highlighter, I'm gonna put it in my tear duct, so that you just have like this natural glow there. And then that's that. That is highlighter, bronzer, magic. And then from there, you can obviously like do all this area. I'm not gonna do that. I think that's too much work for me. If you like this video, obviously like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.